in the 1v1.
Well, here's what I am worried about looking at this composition right now from FlyQuest, Azael. There is just no engage almost at all. Sans Azir diving in for a big shuffle. Nidalee has no CC. Azir crashing in on a top lane turret.
So Bwipo base started running back top, and it was a very late recall and reset here from Masu and Busio. And then as Bwipo started running back top, he then decided, okay, no, actually I'm going down to bot. It's going to be Busio moving up towards top. So this reset ended up being quite late from Shopify.
Now, important to point out, you get the Feats of Warfare for 2 grubs now. It's rewarded for whichever side gets a majority of the grubs, as FlyQuest stepping up to try to contest Shopify, who have already secured the second. Nice engage coming out from Contracts, but where's the rest of the damage? They don't have the burst. The first blood already finds its way into Masu's pockets. As Shopify, they won't get any kills. They lose Seos, but they do collect all 3 grubs in trade.
Yeah, nicely done. Shopify definitely ahead of the pace on that tempo. You know, they lose Seos, but we'll see if they can get anything more on the way out.
Palafox with a stolen Xin Zhao ultimate.
Run. Contracts was, we just know he was heading down towards bot lane, and there he is.
Oh, Contracts misses the Sejuani ulti, and Bwipo's trying to flash early to get away from some of the dive, but Seos is ready to back him up. And Shopify Rebellion sent down 3 to find the first kill, but now Inspired is fighting back, looking to get some sort of a vengeance here for his fallen top laner. Contracts down to 300 HP, finds the stun as Seos is absorbing the damage from the turret, but Inspired has already picked up 1. Busio tags a second now with a Winter's Bite. Seos has to try to escape, and Inspired needs a win, becomes Lightning, but Contracts with a very nice sidestep. It's not going to be enough. The Feat of Warfare claimed by FlyQuest as Shopify.
Extended play, as it looks like Masu is going to be able to actually claim this, and that should be the Feats of Strength as they grab the first tower here. And that is going to be
back away. Seos is back in his own jungle, now backing up a little bit himself as Inspired has his ulti stolen by the Sylas. FlyQuest going to force down the tier 1 turret here. A nice shuffle coming out from Quad. Forces Summoner Spells back out of B-Boy, but now Inspired in trouble in the back line as B-Boy barely survives, and Masu's going to get shut down. Inspired could be in some danger now too. Lots of damage coming in from Shopify Rebellion. They've already found 2 kills, and Palafox wants to make it a 3rd. He claims Busio's life, and now another death's going to pour in as Quad will fall as well. It's absolute disaster. The magic is just a stick. Nope, it's a spell. It's an auto attack enchanted by the magic of a spell. I can agree that you are sorely stacked, but FlyQuest are not willing to allow them to do such a thing, as now they're taking over the Drake pit. The Drake already down to about 4,000 HP. Seos and Contracts, keep your eyes on them here for the engage. Busio has already thrown up the shield. Contracts gets an ulti, but it doesn't do a whole lot. The Chemtech Drake going to be secured by Quad and the rest of FlyQuest, as Contracts is left to the wolves. Shopify Rebellion just
really can't do a lot if he showed up to the 5v5, whereas I think Palafox can. So it ended up just being this scrap in the side lane, and now Masu is here. He could be in trouble.
Yeah, Palafox, not long for this world. A stolen Corki ulti's not getting you out of that one. And
so basically what you are gaining, though, is the automatic pickup of all the flowers. So if you get the smite, you get that. That is automatic. You also do get this takedown proc, like you were talking about, which is about 650 a year with the IE completed. And over on the other side, Masu did, BT, has the collector, is going to be going for an IE 3rd. More people have been experimenting with just kind of the BT first, as Bwipo may be going down here. He's got to run.
Yeah, Fudge doing a good job here in this trade at the start. Gets the 1v1 against Bwipo's Nidalee. Fudge comes out on top. Quad makes the TP up into the top side of the map to guarantee that it's an even trade 1-for-1. But considering the enemy top laner is dead and the enemy mid laner just teleported to the other side of the map, the remainder of Shopify Rebellion is making the call to go for the Thornbound Otacon. Palafox is coming in over the wall to try to contest Inspired. They can't allow him to be able to steal this one away. They're all going to dive in, switch the focus over onto Inspired. Instead, he steals it away. Inspired steals the objective, and now Masu's in a killing spree. He might just go even further. Shopify Rebellion crumble. Inspired, the hero of the day, a triple kill over to Masu as the dust settles, and it's about to be one more on top. Palafox trying to sneak through the brushes, but he shoots him right in the face, point blank range with the Corki gun. There's no way out. That is it.
Yeah, that is devastation for Shopify there. It all came down to the smite. It's very tough. Fudge has actually been, I think, much more effective than Bwipo for the most part in the side lane, but it just hasn't really mattered here, and it's going to be another fight. Seos in trouble.
Yeah, Seos is going to die before anybody else can even do anything with the Rakan engage. Just getting caught out there, and now FlyQuest moving up to continue their work on the turrets. Bwipo, free firing time on that tier 2 up there, claims that, brings the gold lead up to 6,500 as we in a fight later on. B-Boy's going to walk up, try to check the area. area. Immediately finds Busio waiting for him there with a winner's bite. Fudge versus Bwipo. B-Boy swooping in here with a killer instinct. One more shot's going to get him. Bwipo did not manage to flash over the wall. So the first kill goes to Shopify Rebellion, as Palafox does not end up getting stunned by the fourth and final hit there with a winter's bite. Busio trying to get away. They want to go in after Quad, but a nice use of stasis keeps him alive. Masu going godlike. They've already killed two on the side of Shopify. Double kill over to Masu. The Corki is absolutely massive. Palafox needs a little bit more damage, but he ain't going to find enough. Contracts will die next. Everybody on Shopify is way
is trying to get to a wall, trying to flash over, can't actually find the angle, flashes into the wall, goes down, and Shopify here decide, you know what, on the Seeker's arm guard, perfect timing.
Yeah, really good response from him, as now he has to try to get away. Shopify trying to make their move back here in the mid lane as Quad dashes back over the wall. Busio should die here. Quad falling back to the safety of Inspired and Bwipo. FlyQuest now in a 3v5 in the mid lane, now a 4v5 with Masu ready to join, and honestly, they like those odds. B-Boy has to get away from the Sun Disc as Inspired keeps chasing after Palafox. Contracts defensive ulti to try to get him and the rest of the team out, but Masu's not going to allow it. Legendary Corki in the mid lane. FlyQuest have a 4v4 game, and they're smashing their way into the enemy base. The first inhibitor is already down in mid, and in bottom lane, the wave is just about ready to crash into the tier 3 turret next.
Yeah, Shopify gonna try to defend here, but I don't think they have the gas to be able to hold on for very long. They're going to have to give this inhib very likely. They're waiting for contracts up in 20 seconds. Busio just respawning now, so it is going to be a 5v4, potentially briefly if they overstay. He has his flash. He's going to be almost impossible to take out. There's a Mikhail's and a Locket on Busio. He's going to be protecting him. Yeah. If you can't kill Masu, you just can't win the fight, and I just don't think they have the tools or the damage to really be able to do it unless Masu just like Valks in the middle of 5 people.
Yeah, Masu would have to make a pretty serious error, but right now it's all 3 inhibitors down. FlyQuest on the victory push. Shopify have 1 fight left, but the health bars are just getting chipped away before the fight can even start. Bwipo and Masu just poking at these guys as the first Nexus turret is already about to die. It's going to drop right there before the fight even starts. Contracts and Seos have to find their way in. Seos gets a knock-up onto Quad, but it's not going to matter as Masu's already killed him. Double kill for the Corki. B-Boy with a killer instinct is going nowhere fast. The stasis isn't going to work. Quad even lives through it. Only 2 left alive on Shopify Rebellion, but the Nexus turrets are down. FlyQuest will look to pick up whatever they can here on the steps and pad those stats, but 19-8, FlyQuest take game 1.
Nicely done by FlyQuest, but it's another game. The fact that that wasn't banned out could be punished pretty heavily. It's interesting that they prioritized banning the Renekton as well as the Mbessa here as those protection bans for, again, something you really couldn't do last patch.
Yeah, this is what's really interesting to me on this one, is the fact that Inspired is going for the Dragon early. Like, low enough HP there. It was actually so critical that Busio hit level 6 off of that minion dying, because if not, he dies to the follow-up damage there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, the Contracts did pick up all 3 grubs while Inspired was down there covering for the 2v2 aggro. Equalizer dropped up here. Flash over the wall from Fudge. He wants to keep going after Bwipo. Fudge with the solo kill for first blood. Shopify have it down below half HP. FlyQuest still looking for an opportunity to enter into this bot side river. Contracts and Palafox putting the damage into the objective. FlyQuest, they don't have enough men close by to contest before the objective is gone. Now Quad getting caught out here as Palafox wants to go in. Fate sealed, looking for a ton of damage here onto the enemy mid lane with Contracts trying to help him, but they just don't have enough burst to finish the job. Quad survives with 200 HP.
That is Catalyst Grasp. That is a tanky victor there. Would have been pretty rough if he goes down, you know, knowing they were coming from that angle. Bwipo is here though, and Contracts has no flash.
Yeah, Contracts has walked himself into a rather precarious position. Inspired missing the ulti there. Contracts keeping himself alive with a nice dodge. And now Fudge has arrived, and you can see Palafox and Fudge not going any now. Going to find Bwipo walking back into the lane, who does hit him there with that Morning Mist, I believe is the name of it, as Contract's going to lead the way. They want the dive. Fudge going in for the flash again. Bwipo getting cooked. Contracts taking a kill.
If you place it, it doesn't actually see from the full side to side. So he had vision on him, and then Seos able to get that hook as a result. Fudge getting aggressive, but Inspired is here this time.
Yeah, this time it's FlyQuest who are bringing extra firepower into the top lane battle, and Fudge will get shut down. Money over in Bwipo's pocket as bullet time doesn't get enough. Seos trying to
turret form as well, because Yorick crushes through these towers here. Even without the ult, the ghouls are going to do a lot of work So he's going to be able to push in this wave, get the kill.
Everybody that's not Fudge already down here, Fudge has his teleport ready to use. If FlyQuest want to fight this, they know it would have to be a full send. Shopify are already here so early that FlyQuest just sees it as a waste. Get it done as the Herald is summoned up in mid lane. One charge, I would think, takes this turret down, or at least it's close. Nicely done there to pick up that turret. Sterix purchased walking down mid lane.
Yeah, they're trying to delay for Bwipo to get the mid lane push so he can actually join without having to TP. Palafox is also moving now, but Palafox is a little bit closer. It's very, very close.
Okay, True Shot Barrage fired off by Masu, but he doesn't find a whole lot out of it just yet. Little bit more as the Maokai ulti flies through, but they only engage onto Inspired. Seos having to get back away as Bwipo joins into the fight. Quad's off on the side, the bullet time over the top, looking to shred through the dragon, but it's going to be slain by Contracts on Shopify, as now they have to scramble to try to get back
out on the map and try to stop him. It's getting down.
FlyQuest is making their way over, but the Otacon is burning very quickly. Shopify Rebellion already have it down to 2,000 HP. They still need a little bit more damage, and Thornbound Otacon is going to be claimed by Contracts and Shopify Rebellion. Now Seos is getting locked up as Contracts tries to use Quad as an escape mechanism. Shopify have lost their support, and surely more bodies are going to hit the floor. Fudge wants to take one with him, and he's going to claim the feat of warfare to do it. Palafox falls here too, so Shopify lose 3 men. Chunk down to half, but with FlyQuest having stronger health bars overall, Masu wants to use...
If you can get early tier 2s, it's such a big boost of gold that it can get tough, but Fudge maybe gonna get chased down here.
Yeah, Fudge has been caught in the cage, but now Palafox is ready to assist his top laner.
Maybe a fight here. Oh, they're gonna engage, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. We got Contracts under a little bit of pressure as FlyQuest are ready to rally around this mid lane, already committing the teleport from Quad because they want against FlyQuest.
Look at top lane.
Around the side of mid. Top lane, yes, the big wave colliding with the tier 2 turret as the shots continue getting thrown back and forth. Maokai ulti to disengage as Shopify are looking to fall back. They want to claim the Drake, and they've already found it. Nicely done from Shopify Rebellion now with a Hextech Soul. Equalizer flies down over the top as it stops FlyQuest from approaching in time. Fudge is forced to flash over the wall as now Contracts in a little bit of danger, going to get chased down. They need more damage onto the enemy jungler, but they aren't going to find it. Nice bullet time in the clutch!
Fully commit and just try to force the Baron.
Okay, so the big thing is there's no ults on Shopify right now. Even though they are in a 5v4, FlyQuest, they will not be punished in these tight corridors like you would normally expect from this composition. But the Baron is claimed. Shopify Rebellion, I wanted to see mid-game calls. I wanted to see macro moves. I wanted to see coordination. And right now, they are delivering.
Yeah, that was really decisive there. They win the fight, or even really delay. We'll see if they can find a pick here. FlyQuest stacking in the brush, but can't find it. And now things are going to get really tough. You know, you're dealing with that Baron buff. Bwipo can't really just push out in the side lanes. They're going to look for an engage.
Oh, immediately Contracts jumps into 4, opens up some space for Palafox to follow up with a nice Fate Seal. The Equalizer comes down over the top, but nobody on FlyQuest is dead just yet except for the Maiden. Seos does not hit the dredge line on Debussio, and now he might pay for it with his life instead. Seos, so very low. Inspired ends up getting the kill on him as Shopify now have lost the fight and have to back away. A little bit more damage from Masu could seal the fate of Contracts. Palafox wants to cover.
The waves, you can play for that. And Contracts, while he gets a pretty decent engage, he's very separated from the rest of the team, and Fudge was not there yet.
Oh, Fudge, he's right there,
They can hold on a little bit and try to make a heroic comeback. That mid lane tier 2 looking like it's gone. Palafox does take a lot of damage, is going to be able to finish it off here, though. And this is Bwipo on pros talking about a tier list of the 3 worst pros in the league. He put Fudge on there. Fudge has been playing great.
Oh, Quad getting caught again.
Shopify having control. They've got to make it happen here. We'll see if they can do it.
Okay, Inspired immediately finds the engage. It's on their Contracts. If they kill the enemy jungler right here, it's tragedy for Shopify Rebellion. The Maokai tries to get away. Twisted advance back onto the Dragon, but now a nice counterattack coming out from Fudge and the rest of Shopify. FlyQuest health bars have taken some serious damage, and Palafox has made a teleport into the fight. He's found his way into the back line. He's found his way onto Quad. Fudge is still burning, but so is FlyQuest. Nobody's dead just yet, but now everybody falls. FlyQuest has been erased off the map. Shopify Rebellion get a perfect ace for the Elder Dragon.
Oh my God, that TP as well. It looked like Palafox was going to join way too late, but when he TPs in, he gets so much damage on Masu, and then just leaves Masu alive to, to go over on a Quad, and then it gets them both low. The snapback kills them both. He gets a double kill on both the carries at the same time. They get the Dragon, they win the fight, and Shopify are pushing to get the dub.
Contracts is left to clean up the buff itself, but Isaac, I don't think they're going to need it. The only person that might even be alive to try to stop this push push will be Busio, a lone Alistar against an Elder Dragon Shopify. They drafted the Wombo combo comp. They did not falter in the mid-game. They made the calls to win the game 12-6, 35 minutes in. Shopify's taking us to game 3.
That's the biggest. So I feel like if you were going to flex it, and they are going to flex it. So it is a rel. You know, one of the two kind of prime engaged supports that were left. I talked about that and the Leona. There's not a tremendous amount of solo queue data on this pick because, quite frankly, it's not that popular.
Whippo in some danger. Fudge jumps right on top of his head and contracts with a flash on top to guarantee that Whippo can't make that.
And honestly, like, I don't even feel like saving a teammate is enough value. Like, you need to get kills with it, you know? And so sometimes you have to make that tough decision to just let someone die instead of just using an ulti where they're like running away and maybe barely going to survive because it just doesn't feel worth it.
I really take advantage of the lead that he has here in the jungle, controlling neutral space.
Yeah, Quad just throws on the shockwave. Oh, Fudge. I thought he was going to recall. He's not. He's going to die.
Oh, nicely done from Inspired there. You said you wanted value out of the Nocturne and like a professional wrestling
like a
belt with all
belt.
the gold and the fancy stuff. That would be great, but it's not. It's a Giants belt. It's just gray.
It's a gray belt.
Oh, no, a smelly belt. That is a nasty belt. Well, he is going for the Titanic first off here as Fudge goes in for the slam. Contract's ready to back him up.
That's why I think Quad is deserving of the credit because he's kept him kind of locked in the lane here. And Fudge can be able to get a good trade. He could scoop him backwards as well. Shen is coming, but so is Nocturne topside.
Inspired ulti ends up just going up on the other side of the map instead, and now Whippo's going to get beat down. Feet of Warfare claimed by Shopify.
And then the flashes come out from Contract, so they spent so much. And we'll see if they can actually secure this. Seo's going to look again.
Okay. Problem is, Busio and those tornadoes so tough to deal with. Teleport coming in. Now Shopify's got to be careful. Whippo has already arrived with the Dominus ready to go. Seo's disengaging here with the Shattering Strike. His Contracts wants to try to challenge for the Drake, but it's going to be very tough. Whippo's into the back line already looking for a ton of damage here into Palafox, who has to flash over the wall, looking to barely keep himself around. His Contract stuck in the middle of 5 players on FlyQuest, going to drop. Fly. They grab themselves the objective. They get the bonus kill. They'll find another one here onto Palafox as B-Boy and Seos are left to the wolves. And those dogs are barking. Masu in a little bit of danger here, but he ain't dead yet. B-Boy down to 300 HP. Busio trying to keep everybody away, but that was just goofy line instead of whatever this is. I'm clearly not.
Like
I'm not doing well. But FlyQuest are pretty much dead even with Shopify Rebellion in gold, no matter how you'd like to measure
Flowers
it.
on the Oregon Trail. But, it's not looking good.
Yeah, I think I got dysentery from the... For this mid lane mage as well, just the nature of League of Legends these days. Nice taunt flash comes out from Contracts. It sets up the seismic shove, but where's the rest of the damage? Palafox with a Weaver's Wall over the wall, needs a little bit more to finish off the kill on the Quad. They don't quite have it, and finally they get it, but it's still going to be a 1-for-1, make it a 2-for-1 as the Super Mega Death Rocket sets it up for Inspired to knock it down.
Neganar, right? They saw him actually pop that as he went to clear out the wave. Contracts is going to go!
Double taunt coming out from Contracts. He grabs the bottom lane alongside Quad. A lot of damage, but not enough to guarantee a kill, and instead Inspired is going to go on a rampage as Palafox falls. Now Contract getting stunned up without any cooldowns left to play with it. Inspired finds a nice catch on the Fudge and B-Boy both. The Xayah barely gets away with a Super Mega Death Rocket! Fudge flashes out of the way and condemns his AD carry to death. Whippo is ready to be his judge, jury, and executioner. A double kill over to Masu, and FlyQuest just slammed him.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the fight looked like it was going to be so good for Contracts, but there wasn't enough people there to actually follow up on that taunt from Contracts, so no one goes down on the other side off of that initial engagement, and then it's just FlyQuest.
I'm going to kill them, okay? I'm going to kill them.
Yeah, we're back to live, and we're back to watching Otacon die. And I mean, if you lose Otacon, they're on Soul Point. It's 3K advantage. The carries are really fed. This is going to be so hard, especially when it's Orianna and Janna there, because that's double shielding for the Jinx. That's double
the double combo of Quad and Busio in the bottom side river before the Drake, I think is a good catch, but they just
ready.
Okay, they've already used the Weaver's Wall on the side of Shopify, but Palafox doesn't find any sort of an angle to go in on anything. Inspired, forcing back B-Boy and Contracts. FlyQuest still grouped up as 5. Seos wanted to make the big engage, but he doesn't find a valuable target here just yet. Whippo into the back line, looking to put the pressure on B-Boy as Seos is already down. Quad taking the first kill. Whippo will not be deterred. He's running through all of the defense. They'll finally kill him off, but it's way too late. Fudge gets caught up in the chompers as Inspired continues zoning away the last 2 living players on Shopify Rebellion. Masu gonna keep it up, needs a little bit more damage to finish off.
On a flank, he tries to find a good angle to engage here as Inspired goes forward. He forces out the ulti. Unfortunately, it does feel like this game kind of ends with a bit of a whimper as an ineffective fight.
Yeah, and Inspired doesn't even get caught by the taunt there from Contracts over the wall. There's the knock wave combo with the Super Mega Death Rocket over the top. They immediately kill Contracts and Fudge both. The front line gone on Shopify's side. Baron is on the map, and it's all but free for FlyQuest.
Yeah, this is going to be impossible to defend. Bwipo is just taking a 1v2 here. Boosty is going to come over and defend him. You got Mountain Soul, you got a Janna. There is no damage, it feels like, coming out of Evoy.
Yeah, Bwipo just does not care about this. Palafox finally arrives. Seo still drops. Bwipo in a 1v3. This is that limit testing that we're talking about. Yeah. He's taking the chances to see how far he can push it. Going here in mid, doing exactly what you were talking about. Bwipo is now grouping up with the team. Inspired is the separate pressure over in mid. The Weaver's wall is used to not great effect. It's going to slow down this push just slightly, but they're still going to kill the turret. That's going to get Masu excited. FlyQuest still seeing if they might be able to find some follow-up here, but the zap does not get a slow. So Inspired now just taking the chance. All right, let's keep the mid lane pushed up instead. They also used the paranoia there to stop any chance of Shopify making a move from that Weaver's wall. So Inspired, not quite the same ability to group up with the rest of the team, but he's got Fudge right next to him. He knows as long as I can see him in front of my face, there's a 4v4 over there, and my guys win it every time.
And at this point of the game, you know, only 54 seconds on that ulti cooldown, so it's getting really close to actually being back up. Only 15 more seconds, and it'll have the ulti, basically. So not too big of a concern that he uses it there. Bwipo did use the Dominus as well, so he does not have that available, but all they have to do is just play around these siege minions and try to go careful.
Ooh, might be a catch onto Masu here, who has to pop the cleanse to try to get away, but Bvoy is already dead. He dies with ult and flash up, and that's going to be the end of the game. 3 dead on Shopify as they try to get the last couple of players away, but Palafox is not escaping this spooky ghost. Inspired just running them all down. A double kill back over to Masu, and they finish the ace on the steps of the base. FlyQuest, they might have ended up having to play a full 3 games, but they make this third one the most one-sided of the series. They will take down Shopify Rebellion 2-1.
Nicely done by FlyQuest. They are able to clean it up, as you said.